Friends, here are 5 tools that I want to share with you if you happen to be dealing with a toxic person in your life. The sad thing is that there's many more of these characters than we'd all like to admit. And I think part of the challenge is that identifying them and having radical acceptance about the fact that they're in your life and not trying to sugarcoat is a really important first step, okay? So today in this video, I'm going to cover 5 different techniques. Hang on for the last one, the 5th one, because that's where we're going to do a Kundalini Yoga meditation to help you get back to being you. Because when there is somebody like this in your life, they tend to hog the center stage. And what we want to do is correct that narrative so that you can continue to live your life, pursue your dreams, do what you have to do, and decenter them in your story. And I should preface this by saying these are yogic techniques. They have stood the test of time. And leveraging this extra layer of protection is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so here's the first one. Imagine a circle of white light around you, a boundary. Okay, so even if you haven't been particularly clear about what is a yes or what is a no in your life, you can take the first step by surrounding yourself with white light. In yogic terms, this is your aura. And your aura is where everything begins. Whatever happens to us happens in our aura first. So when somebody in your life is behaving in a way that is abusive, harmful, diminishing to you in any way, before you go and have conversation with them, before you have to interact with them, it's very important to shield yourself. You know, just like in those sci-fi movies, you know, shields up. That's what you want to do. And think about this as a circle of white light, 9 feet in all directions, up, down, around, and in front of you and behind you. And as you do that, fortify that. Make it, name the material. Is it Teflon? Is it glass? Is it titanium? You name that and intend that that keeps you safe. Okay? And a boundary like that does 2 things. Number 1, it keeps others away, and it keeps you from overextending yourself. And I think that's a really important part, especially if you're an empath, especially if emotions pull you out into other people's business where you have no business being. That's where you want to be, okay? Is containing yourself and making sure that people don't invade your space. So that's the first technique, is to protect your aura, protect your personal space. The second one is to use your breath. And this is called superhero breath. Let's do it together. And this is a really good way to self-regulate. So when things you start to get upset, or you get an email that you are reacting towards that's kind of got your back up, then the best way is to take care of yourself first. Okay, so before you respond to that text, to that message, to that conversation, here's what you're going to do. 2 sniffs and a pow. And this is a way of using your breath like a superhero, pushing that negativity away, using directional force, using your energy, and really doing your best to help your body come back to a more neutral place. Because remember that it's not those emotions themselves that are destabilizing to your body. Your body is designed to handle all that. Where it becomes off balance is when we start judging ourselves, or we start projecting a story into that. And so here, let's do the breath together, and then try it out when you go out into the world and you're having to interact with those characters in your life. Okay, it goes like this. 2 sniffs. And through the mouth, exhale. 2 sniffs. And last one. And exhale. Amazing. Let it go. You can use that breath and imagine pushing the negativity away. Imagine taking in source energy and pushing out the places where you need a little bit more space. And then do that on a regular. Even when you're not encountering those negative experiences, do that for yourself. Anytime a thought comes into your mind about that person, anytime that you are in a situation when you recall a memory, use that to help you come back to your own personal balance, to remember who you are. The next one, so this is tip number 3, and this is more now using your cognitive abilities, your reasoning abilities, your rational mind, is to really start to reframe the experience. When there is somebody toxic in your life, it's very easy to feel like a victim, to feel like they have all the power and that the only choice you have is to react, to react, to react. And that's actually not true. I know. Please forgive me for making it sound like, okay, simple. It's not. I do recognize that. And at the same time, we all have a spiritual journey to have in this life. We know that. So the people that we encounter who push our buttons, who, give us a little elbow, who don't operate by the rules of cooperation and collaboration and empathy and compassion, the people who don't do that are serving a lesson. So that's the question you can ask yourself. What do I need to learn here? What am I learning here? And do yourself a favor and don't ask it in the heat of the moment when things are heightened. Do that when you are in a softer place, when you are perhaps alone, when you're walking outside, when you're doing your Kundalini Yoga practice. You can ask yourself in a quiet, more stable moment, what do I need to learn? What are the skills and techniques and ideas and decisions I need to make so that I can put myself back in control of my own experience? And use those terms. Make it an I statement. What can I learn here? What is it that I need to learn here? And then wait for the answer. Wait for the answer that feels empowering. Here is tip number 4. And I really like this one because it changes the narrative and it re-centers you and me. And the statement here is, if I was the main character on a stage, what would the audience be shouting at me to do? I love this one because it just kind of reframes everything. And it really calls on us to listen, because we do have an audience. We do have our friends who are cheering us on. We do have our families that support us. We do have our spirit guides and our mentors and our therapists and our coaches who are cheering us on, who are saying, hey, yes, you have the power within you. And you can learn from this and you can do something different. And so take that action. What would they be cheering you on to do? And then do it. I know, it's going to be scary. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to lose your mind as you do it. It's going to be feeling really uncomfortable, and that's okay. Just because something is uncomfortable doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, that you can't do it. And then give yourself lots of space. You may spin out. You may send that text. You may send that email, and then feel full of regret, full of guilt, full of shame. And you would have changed the trajectory of that dynamic. You would have put that person on alert. And they're going to do whatever they need to do. Maybe they step away. Maybe they call you out. Maybe they come after you and take away something that you really care about. And at the same time, you will know the full lay of the land. And all of this is truth. And if you're here on my page and you've been practicing Kundalini Yoga, you know that your Satnam is the most pivotal part of all of this. Truth is my name. What is the truth? And when people show their real colors, you get to deal with that reality. Remember, we started off with radical acceptance. Okay, this person is not to be tampered with, not to be engaged with. This person does not have the capacity. And that kind of level of truth is what that Satnam is all about, okay? And there's no way that you can do Kundalini Yoga chant Satnam on a daily basis and not encounter the truth. It's not possible. And so I want to encourage you to continue your practice all the way through. Okay, maybe that's tip number 5, is keep on practicing. And here, I want to show you a really soft, gentle, beautiful meditation to help you stabilize your emotional responses. Just 3 minutes. It is helpful. It is really good for your nervous system, and it rebalances your internal elements: air, water, fire, ether. Did I miss one? Air, water, fire, ether, and earth. Okay? It does rebalance all of that. And as much as we are flesh and blood, we are also made up of the entire universe. And so we want to work with all of those, because these advantages that we have as yogis is so incredibly powerful. And sometimes we may underestimate what we can do with that level of understanding, knowledge, and awareness. Okay? So here is the meditation. First thing you're going to do, if you have it handy, is drink a little water. Okay, just a few sips. If you can do a whole glass, amazing. Because our reactivity comes from dehydration. That is certainly true for women's bodies. So the more water you drink, the more flow that you can introduce into your physical system, the better you will be in terms of handling emotions. Emotions are water-based. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do, so drink some water, and then you're going to take your hands and you're going to put them underneath your armpits. Thumbs are pointing up, and you're going to give yourself a little hug here. And then take a deep inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then drop your chin to your chest, and just stay in this hugging position. Okay, so you're going to hug yourself, you're going to press your fingers into your armpits, and you're going to hug everything in. Close your eyes and breathe. Inhale for 7, and exhale for 7. Okay, so we're going to do this for 3 minutes. Inhale. 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, and continue. So keep your shoulders up. Keep your chin towards your chest, and breathe. Just correct your posture here and make sure that you are sitting stable and steady inside of yourself. Just another minute or two. Inhale very deeply and exhale completely. Soften your shoulders down. Relax your hands down. Good. And take a moment here. Notice your experience and drop a comment. I know I feel more grounded, stable, ready to do my next video. What happened in there? Were you able to ask the question, what am I learning from this? Were you able to visualize or picture yourself showing up differently? Reclaiming your energy? Were you able to do that? Because that's really where the power is going to be for you. I know that dealing with someone like this is a blow to our nervous system. It's a blow to our sense of self, and it is disruptive to our daily life. So here's what I want to offer you. 2 opportunities. Number 1 is to work with me one-to-one. Together in a coaching environment, we can talk through these things. We can go over them. I can listen to what's happening, and we can start to get you back on a clear plan to regulate yourself and to take action around what's next. And the next one is to come into a group mentoring experience, and that's called Harmony Within. Harmony Within is exactly what it sounds like. We meet weekly, we meet also once a month. There are a ton of resources. So if you have recently realized that you're in a toxic situation, these are the resources that are going to help you. If you've recently left a toxic situation and you're on your way to recovery, or you're in that process of separating, it's also a really good place because there are others who have encountered this and are working through and who are putting life back together. And I want to give you very concrete confirmation that there is life after this. And it takes deliberate, concentrated effort, and you are worth it, okay? The links are below, Soul Compass Coaching or Harmony Within, and let's do this together. You do not have to do it alone. You may have been doing it alone for a long time. Let's come in and do it together. You don't have to do it alone, okay? Until next time, lots of love to you. Thank you for being here. Like, share, comment, and let me know, how did this resonate for you? Is this the kind of content you want me to do more of? And I'd love to help. See you soon.